Are you an overworked, underpaid, and stressed out freelancer? Well, the good news is that I want to tell you that switching to become a course creator is the best way that you can not only help more people, but also earn more money so that you can spend more time with your families and loved ones, living the type of life that you want to live. The reason why I know this is because this was my story. And over the last 2 years, I've gone from that overworked and slightly stressed freelancer who's lost all of his hair to now being a course creator where I truly love that I'm able to not only help more people, but also not only provide for my family in a greater way, but also be more present because I'm just not working as many hours. So in this video, I want to share with you the truths that you need to go through in order to be able to make that transition from, even if you're a six-figure freelancer, over to a seven-figure course creator. And the first important step is that you need to understand that if you want to change your life, you first need to change your calendar. Now, can I be honest? I know that sounds really, really corny, and I actually hate myself a little bit for saying that. It just seems so cringy, but it is the truth. I do want to confirm that with a saying like that, in order to change your life, you need to first change your calendar. I'm not going to go full Dave Goggins on you and tell you that you need to wake up at 4:32 in the morning and run a marathon before you start work. So don't stress. That's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is that for success, you're going to need to be really, really strategic about your work calendar. The reality is that in any work calendar, there's a lot more areas for you to be more efficient to get things done. Have you ever had that experience where you know you're coming up to a holiday and you feel like you've got a whole heap of work done, you've got to do 2 weeks work in 1 week, and you just don't feel like you're going to be able to do it? And then surprise, surprise, you get it all done and you're able to go away to your holiday. Or think back to your days at college or university. If you're anything like me, you would get the most productive work done in that 2 to 3 days before your next essay or paper was due. And I've seen this time and time again in a work environment. If you give someone 6 weeks to complete the task, they'll take 6 weeks. If you give the same person the same task, but say they've got to complete it in 2 weeks, they'll complete it in 2 weeks. So what I found for me, the first important step to be able to transition from a freelancer to a 6 or 7 figure course creator and coach, you need to firstly not only create a course or a range of digital products that you can sell, you need to also build an audience, and that takes time. So the first step is that you need to change your calendar to allow time to be able to create those courses or digital assets and also build your audience. So for me, the biggest step that I did, and this is where I truly saw that changing my calendar changed my life, was that I took all of the work as a freelancer that used to take me 5 days, and I just went at the start of 2022, I've now only got 4 days to complete that work. The reason why I did that is that then gave me 1 day to focus on course creation and building my audience. Now, fast forward 2 years, and that's completely changed, where I spend all 4 days just purely what I'm doing now on creating courses and helping with coaching. But it started with that first decision to change my schedule and change my calendar. So that's the first important step. And the great thing about being a freelancer is that I believe that you are the best positioned to make that transition from that. Even if you are a stressed and slightly overworked freelancer, you're in the best place to make that transition over to a 7-figure course creator. And the reason for that is because there's 2 things that you'll need to be able to make that step. The first thing is that you'll need time flexibility. And the second thing is that you'll need a skill set or knowledge that you can actually teach on. And freelancers have both of those things. Now, we've already spoken on time flexibility. Remember how I said that when we're talking about you need to change your calendar in order to change your life? With a freelancer, you've already got that ability to make that decision straight away because you're not going into an office every day between 9 and 5. You're your own boss. So you can very, very quickly pivot and change your calendar. Now, it does take some time and it does take some discipline. I know that initially in the first part of the journey, there was some pushback from different clients. But if you're able to manage that through and be really, really clear with your communication, you can make the time that you need in order to create that time so you can create your courses and start to grow your audience. The second great thing about being a freelancer is that you already have a skill that people are willing to pay you for. So in my case, I made the change from people paying me to manage their Google Ads campaigns to me teaching people how to create and optimize their own Google Ads campaigns. As you can see, if you're a freelancer, that's a really simple pivot. But it does mean that you do have to change what your focus is and change what you're wanting to do. So the next step is, once you've created the time and the space in your work week, is that you do need to change and pivot what you do. And that changes people paying you to do a specific task to people paying you for you to teach them how to complete the task for themselves. Thank you for joining me. It's been my absolute pleasure having you here. My name is Aaron Young and I'm from 7-Figure Coaching. And before we go, I want to help you further in being able to make that change from being a freelancer to a 6 or 7-figure course creator. And what I want to do is I want to give you access to my course creation checklist. And this is a checklist which lists every single individual step that you need to complete in order to not only create, but also launch your first course. It also gives you access to my website planner guide, which takes you through a series of really important questions that you need to ask so that you can write your own high converting website. And then finally, above all of that, you get access to a free 30-day trial with Kajabi, which is the platform which I use and recommend. And if you want to get all of those things, all you need to do is to follow that link in the description below. Once again, thank you for joining me. And to help you with the further learning, if you want to see more about how to create a course in 2024 that sells, go through and watch this video right here. And if you want to learn how to build your own audience on YouTube, go through and watch this video right here. Once again, thanks for joining me. See you next time.